This next video focuses on drawing with a paintbrush tool. We're going to do that along with working with brush libraries and creating new brush libraries, painting with a brush made from a photo. Um, and then after that, drawing with the blob tool and several other little tasks that you guys might enjoy quite a bit. So to start off, we're going to select the paintbrush tool on the tools panel, okay, which we're on. And choose a stroke color in the control panel. So up here on the control panel, stroke color defaults to black. I'm going to change it to this bright blue color. And then choose Window, Brush Libraries. Oh, I'm sorry, Window Brushes to make sure that your brushes are showing, and mine are. If you don't see it, go down to Window Brushes. Next, you're going to want to go from the brushes panel menu, choose Open Brush Library. So Open Brush Library, then we're going to go down to Other Library. Wait a minute, let's go back up to Bristle Brush instead. So Open Brush Library, Bristle Brush, and then Bristle Brush Library. Okay, we're going to choose any one of these brushes. Click any of the brushes from the Bristle Brush Library to add it to the brushes panel. So I'm going to do, we already have 6 on there, so I'm going to go ahead and do 3. I just click on it once, it automatically adds it right in there. So return to the brushes panel, we can click right out of that library if we want, and then we've got that brushes panel with that 3 brush, the cat's tongue, added to it. You can specify different options for the different types of brushes. To change the options for a brush, double click the brush. So if I liked this brush but I wanted to adjust it, you can always change the shape of the point and many other things to customize it to your liking. Modify any of the brush characteristics on it. I'm just going to let it be, and then set the stroke color, weight, and other options in the control panel. I generally like a little bit larger weight, so we're going to do, I think we're going to do 8 here. 8, not 18. Okay, and then after that, we are going to draw freehand by dragging in the image. Now remember, this is the stroke color. Draw freehand, dragging in the image. Now I didn't want to go any larger than 8 because that's quite a thick stroke color right there. But see, you can see when I hover over each of these, you can see the path that was created in Illustrator, which I think is really important to understand. When you click on it, you can see all the anchor points, and you can see how you can adjust it and shrink it and change the size, etc., etc. Okay, so release the mouse to complete the path, which we've done. And now we're going to work with the brush libraries. Let's move both of these experiments over to the scratch board and keep them on the side. You're going to want to submit this along with the next few tasks we do, but I want to see that you're able to understand all of them within one document. So you have a clear artboard with the few brush experiments that you did on the side on the scratch board. Okay, so we're going to learn how to copy brushes from a brush library to the brushes panel, and we're going to open a brush library by using the brushes panel menu. So drag the brushes to the brushes panel. You can do that. You want to open the brush library first, so go ahead and go to open the brush library, bristle brush again, bristle brush, and then we're going to drag the brushes to the brushes panel, kind of like we did before. I'll just add a couple different ones. I'll add the 4, you can drag and drop or just double click. And I'll add a 1, a rounded one-liner, and then 1 deer foot. So I've added several. And then I'm going to delete this one. I really don't think we're going to need this one here, the divider. Delete it, yes. And then we'll click right out of this bristle brush library. Okay, so that's how you add copy brushes from the brush library, and we've done that. And now we want to add brushes you want to the brush panel and delete the ones that we didn't, which we did. And then we're going to go ahead and save the brush library from the brushes panel menu. All we have to do is go down here and then save brush library. And then I'm going to say Chrissy brush library 2, because I think I created one earlier. So where we're going to save these on my desktop, because I want to access them easily today. The file format, the AI is just what we want, so go ahead and save. Okay, and now we're going to import that right back into this document by going up to the window, brushes library here, and then we're going to say other. You can see I've already imported one back in, but let's go back, import this one, find it, Chrissy Brush Library 2. Say open. You can see that's been imported right back in. It's the same as what we have in our brushes, but if I were to open up a different document, I could always access that brush library if I had it saved onto my desktop and I knew where it was located. It doesn't have to be on my desktop, but it can be anywhere. And if you know where it's located, then you can access it from any document within Illustrator. Okay? So next we're going to paint with a brush made from a photo. So you can close right out of that brush library. One of the things we're going to do is open an image file that you want to convert to a brush. The first thing I would suggest before you go any further in the video is find any image and make sure, you know, maybe Google free images, free butterfly, free rocket ship, free, and make sure you get something that's free. Go to your vector stock free stock sites. Find something that's very small resolution and make sure that it's a free Creative Commons licensed photo, something that you can use for this project. And again, I provide some different stock photography sites online. I think there's one called Vecteezy. And if you have any questions, feel free to contact me directly if you can't find an image to use, but use something that's free and that's small. You don't want to make sure that it's not a large resolution file. And keep them saved in a place that you know, and then we're going to import it as an actual brush. So open the image file that you want to convert into a brush by choosing File, Open. I'm going to do File Place because it's been allowing a lot of my current settings when I do an open to skirt on me. So I'm going to go ahead and just do a File Place. I'm going to place the butterfly right in. Place, and you can see do this, and then I'm going to embed that so I can do something with it. So I'm going to go ahead and shift, I'm going to shrink it down just a little bit, and the next step I'm going to do is go ahead and make sure that brushes library, the brushes are still viewing, and you want to select the object and drag it over into the brushes. And then you get this little menu. We're going to go with Art Brush. That's what we're going to work on. You can tell that just by the type of image that I placed in here to use as a new brush. It won't allow me to do a calligraphic brush or a bristle brush. So we want to keep it at the Art Brush. Be sure to experiment with some of these other ones later. Okay, so right here. All right. And then what I have here is we're going to try scale proportionately, and then we're going to say okay. And it does stretch it. I think that's an issue. We'll leave it there for right now. And then we're going to go into the brush, the paintbrush tool. And you want to make sure you look at the stroke size. I'm going to do a 0.25 just to be on the safe side. I don't want it to be too big. But of course, I want there to be, if I have it on none, then it's not an issue. But see, if I paint then on here, it shows the wonder of my little butterflies that I brought in. And again, I had stroke. You know, it's set to a white stroke. The stroke is 1 point. You know, and it adjusts for you. So if I want to do something like this, it will show a much smaller butterfly if I have the stroke set to 0.25. So that's just adding in one image, and I really enjoy how that turned out, and we're going to do another one, but we're going to choose something else this time. So go ahead and you can delete all of these that are right on there, or I really love it if you maybe left one of them on there, moved it off to the side. I can tell if you've done it by just looking in your brushes when I go to grade. So if you delete them all, that's okay. The other thing is we're going to go to File, Place, and then we're going to try, I have a rocket that I'm going to place in as well. Okay, place it right in. I'm going to embed it, and then I'm going to shrink it quite a bit. I'm going to bring it, drag and drop it right in here. We're going to try it as a scatter brush. I don't know how that will work, but we're going to give it a try. And then just say okay. And here you go. So you can move this off to the side, the placed image that we had in, and then click on the image up here. You can tell that it changes it a little bit. And then go back to your paintbrush tool. You can see how that works. It works along the entire line as opposed to one rocket ship each. So just some interesting things that work. If you want to work with the pattern brushes, scatter or art brushes in and of itself. So you can observe how the image stretches between, you know, if you have guides on your page too, that'll affect it, and you can specify different customizations. So I'll see you in the next video when we talk about the blob brush tool. See you then.